What's up, beautiful people? Miss Shay, the Sensual Shaman, back with you for another energy report for the week. This is going to be a good one. I do give personal readings. If you would like to book with me, please see this description box below. Please feel free that if you look at any of the videos or something calls to you, watch it. We know how energy works around here, okay? Um, Lastly, please head over to my beautiful sisters, Haji Healing. They are based in Chicago, but I do believe they're starting to have a few more Zoom classes. So if you are needing and craving some community, Haji Healing is the place that I call home. So many beautiful people over there. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I also offer Reiki. I am a Reiki master, shamanic Reiki master. And there's Reiki in every reading, though, if you'd like to kind of have both. There's a reading with every Reiki. So whatever you're feeling called to, let us connect if you feel so called. And please feel free to donate to this channel. It will help me get more equipment because I would love to show you guys the cards, like for real. I would love to show you the cards while I'm speaking, So any donations are absolutely welcome, and they help me create a better production and a better experience for y'all here on this YouTube channel. All right, let's get started, you guys. So this week, the medicine for the week from our shamanic medicine oracle deck is the medicine mask, authenticity, and East emergence. So we are emerging as our authentic self, and I wouldn't even say that we're disposing of our masks, because I think that masks are necessary, and we kind of spoke about that last week as far as hey, just because I'm more flamboyant or shy with certain other people, that doesn't mean I'm not my true self. It just means that who we are together, that's our alchemy, right? They make me feel a little bit more subdued and soft, whereas this other person makes me feel fiery and feisty and, right? You're not untrue. You're not a false self. You know when you're being your false self. You know when you are out of integrity. There is a reason sometimes for guilt, right? Guilt in the sense of I didn't say what I should have said, or I didn't act how I wanted to, or I was acting as if, when I really, right? And I think that the beautiful sort of dances that we do in our platonic and romantic relationships, business relationships, they are not falsities that we slip into. They are different expressions. They are different dimensions of ourselves, not falsehoods. Do you know what I mean? And I think we know the difference. You know the difference. It feels natural. It feels like home. You're excited to be with this person because they make you feel like, and you can be like when you're with them, right? I'm not who I am with my mama, with who I am with my father, right? So I love this for us, this authenticity emerging, right? The East is where the sun comes from. It feels like, let the sun shine, let the sun shine in. And I feel like the sun is you, right? Like letting who you are in. And last week, okay, again, we had invisibility mode in the reverse. And I said, this needing to be vulnerable and showing your true self so that you can get what you want. Because if we're playing behind false masks, we will get what the false mask asks for, not what our heart's desire is, right? So when you let that invisibility go, when you are being true about who you are, then we can start getting. Now let's go ahead and look a little bit deeper, see what's going on with ourself and our inner environment, right? We're all about self-mastery over here. So we've got the 8 of Wands as our overall inner energy when we're focusing on ourselves, right, at home. And this is the similar energy from last week, right? This sort of forward movement, Knight of Swords that we had in this position last week, where it was like, we're ready to make an effort. We're ready to see if the plans stick. We're ready to just try, right? We're ready to go on an adventure. And then we've also got the Empress and the Hierophant coming up. The Empress and the Hierophant. And I mean, quite literally, she is turning her back to the priest, turning her back to tradition, turning her back to the things that perhaps gave her a sense of safety and structure before. So I think that there might be a sort of rattling of cages going on inside of, if not yourself, If not inside of yourself, within your family structure, at work, but there is something here that you are sort of like, no, I'm sort of good on that. Like I kind of I'm seeing my own way forward. You're being a little bit of a disruptor. It feels like this is the energy that you're coming into, and of course, this isn't going to be just a 1 week thing. I think that this is a sort of jumping off point, that you are ready to sort of stand for yourself and go against the Hierophant, this sort of, if it's not a father figure, it's an entire structure. And I think that on a political level, on a national, global level, we are all sort of doing that. We're like, I don't want this anymore, right? The great resignations that they're talking about, turning our backs on the structure of our healthcare system, turning our backs on the structure of the housing, right? Turning our backs to the structure of capitalism. Right, and then we have this King of Pentacles, and now this is not making more sense to me. Sort of reestablishing our own selves, and yeah, hold on, let me see. Any more on this, Spirit, please? And then as we think about that, I'm thinking about the things from last week too, about the burden of trying to be creative, the burden of starting something new, right? Now she's about to go into the night, go and turn her back on the structure, the religion, the institutions that perhaps provided her safety before, and she's now making her own way. There's a great struggle for that. There's a great hardship in that, and doing sort of going it alone or going against tradition. But this is what revolution is about, right? This is what about liberation is about. It's about turning your back. It's about, saying, you know what, those things that you want from me, or those things that you're saying are best for me, I know that they're not best. My body told me so. I can see it in my family. There's death all around me. There's sickness all around me. There's lack of resources around me. And so what you're saying, whatever you're talking about, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, this isn't the truth. Last week, what was the last thing you said? The only thing that needs to be let go of is the lie. The lie, right? That this structure is here to protect me. That religion is here is that when I practice a certain religion, I'm saved, right? No, like, you know that your integrity does not lie in your bowing to this structure. Your integrity lies in your everyday actions, right? The way that you treat yourself and the way that you love and respect others who don't have as much as you, right? Economical hierarchy. Yeah, I feel like we're on the right rhythm. I feel like we're playing the right notes here. That's why we have this Eight of Wands. It feels like forward momentum. And although we're going forward, right, she's turning her back on what was, and she's facing what is. And it's not going to be easy, but it is absolutely necessary. And like the Matrix says, it's like, well, do I continue to invest in these things that are saying that they're good for me, but I can see that they're hurting me. I can see that the way that I use my parents, my religion, my traditions as a crutch, and it's weakening me. And my body doesn't like it here, and my mind is stressed here. And we have evidence now for ourselves that this is sick, that we are not well here, and so we're moving on. All right, now let's go to our creations. Beautiful. We have the Four of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Again, this sort of dichotomy, right? This duality of Four of Wands. Hierophant. This coming together, and this sort of, I feel rejected when it comes to our creations. Okay. All right, it's very much giving me what Colin of Queer Cosmos always talks about, that I'm, the both and is something that's been beyond time. But Colin of Queer Cosmos is where I really started to hear that messaging quite a lot, this both and, right? So Four of Wands, harmony, togetherness, let's unite, let's let's unite families, let's unite teams, let's get on the same mission. But then also the Five of Pentacles, which is like feeling shut out, feeling rejected, feeling hostile right when I get to the door. This is really interesting, guys. This is really interesting energy. And I'm noticing the sort of light and dark of these two cards. Feels the authenticity. This is great. It feels negative, but it's great and it's bright. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Rejection is protection, right? The rejection is protection kind of energy for that Five of Wands then. Come on, Spirit, let's go. Protect your ecosystem. That's what this is, right? Maybe the main character is the dog here. Maybe the main character is a dog. He's protecting his home. He's like, who are y'all? Y'all funky energy. Who are you? What are you lying about? Why are you faking it with me? Right? I'm here to protect him. Maybe his family's inside. Maybe the mommy dog is giving birth inside. Right? Maybe he's not the hostile. Maybe he's the one protecting his home. Right? He's protecting this union. So yeah, protect your ecosystem. Again, we're talking about our creations, the things that we want to make manifest, the projects that we have, the goals that we want to complete. We're protecting that ecosystem, that creative ecosystem, but also we're about to get into our relationship. So let's see what our relationship has to say. By protecting your family, protecting the structures that actually do provide you a sense of safety. There's something else there. An equal but opposite reaction. Oof. Bro, this is feeling real. Listen, this is feeling real revolutionary around here today. Let me tell you. An equal but opposite reaction. It's giving Malcolm X, honey. It really is. It's like, well, if you're committing violence, then do you know what I mean? It's like, well, we can be nonviolent if you're nonviolent. Then we can talk. But if you are yourself violent, then I can't talk to you. You're not going to hear me, right? So it's almost equal but opposite reaction. This sort of, well, if you're walking out, I'm walking out. Right? If you're not going to protect my health, then I'm not going to protect this business, right? Like I said, this sort of revolutionary kind of, I'm leaving the traditions kind of stuff. And then again, let's drop in and let's focus on our goals, our dreams, our future that we are creating. If then, right? That's what I'm feeling. It's like, well, if I can't get it this way, then I have to, right? Then, right? Almost like a backup plan. This sort of being rejected, right? Okay, I'm rejected. Does that mean I'm going to now cower and lay back in the couch and, you know what I mean, give up? No. I'm going to give it an opposite reaction, which is to push harder. Maybe not with that business or maybe not with that project, but maybe, or just in a different way. Maybe you're going to attack it in a new way, right? Protect your ecosystem, protect your dreams, right? So just because I felt this resistance or I felt any kind of opposition as we climb up the mountains, right? We twist our ankle, we fall out of habits, we push on. There's always a day to begin anew, right? There's always an opportunity to begin anew. And again, I'm thinking about that quote in the Matrix is, that isn't really a choice though, is it? Like, do I just give up? And you think that, yeah, I'm just going to give up. And then here comes the aching. Here comes the whispers all over again telling you, hey, like, so there is no choice. There's an illusion of choice that you can just give up on yourself and your future and your family and your legacy, but it's never going to feel good to just give up. All right, and now our relationships. 8, strength card. Oof, sorry about that, there, y'all. Strength card. When it comes to our relationships, as always, like uh, the protect your ecosystem. Like I said, that was sort of the energy that we were going into that relationships with. Is and this sort of feels like this woman's domain, right? This woman, she's very like earthy. She's riding the lion, and she's in nature, like almost a part of it, right? The flowers, the flora is her. It is a part of her. This sort of understanding what's guiding you, understanding the connectivity of it all, the connectivity of us. That's what I mean, of it all, of us. That we are sharing this experience together, that we are not separate. This reemergence, right? Strength is often needed when we are in despair, right? We pray for strength. Please get me up off this floor, heal my heart, right? So our hearts might be needing some healing, probably need some healing so that, because we might be feeling betrayed, right? We would be feeling betrayed by these systems, by this structure, whether it's the institution of marriage or religion or our healthcare system and our government. We feel betrayed. Like, are you kidding me? And so we might really be needing the strength to hold on, to press on, to continue the story. This is not how the story ends. I'm going to ask for clarification. To continue the story, to rewrite the story, to say this is not how it's going to end. I will not be neglected and be made to feel like my health and my desires don't matter, because they're all there is desire to be well, desire for my children to live on. And when religion or our parents or marriage tells us, no, this is the way that it needs to be, then that gives us no imagination, that gives us no place to explore. It restricts us. And we are tired of being restricted. This can't be the only way. It's not. It never is. There is always another way, and structures like to try to box us in and say that, yeah, choose from one of these. And the Empress says, I make my choice. Like, I make things appear. I make a way out of no way. Right? This 8 of Wands energy, that's where we're going. We're moving on from this. We know that there's more than this. Ooh, not the tombstone coming up. Day by day, the best stories produce better stories. So we are writing a better story. Got 2 things about story here. Beautiful. Last but not least, we have the energy, the last bits of medicine for us, the balm for us is trust. Great mystery. I love this little butterfly right in the eye of the lion. These 2 really ferocious, right? King of the animal kingdom. And then this soft little butterflies who you almost don't even barely feel, touch you, right? They just land on you, and they're this sort of ethereal, transformative energy, beautiful yin and yang energy. I want to read from this card. Great mystery can be appreciated through personal encounters with the living spirits of the land, the elements, the directions, and all living creatures. It is time to put aside what you are doing and become part of the silence. Come back into union with nature. It is time. Oh, there we go. I guess we want to read it again. It is time to put aside what you are doing and become a part of the silence. How can you hear the truth of mystery if it has been drowned out by modern technology, or your head is a constant stream of worry and fears for the future? Step away from brainwashing media and reclaim your connection with the truth. Great mystery will never give you anything you cannot handle. So throw caution to the wind and play your part in the intrinsic plan of the universe. Trust that everything is working out perfectly. Divine power of death and birth. The end of one story becomes a part of a better story. Oh, come on, ancestors. It is the transition of you that gives birth to a better me. Regeneration, fungi, mother mushroom, right? This death, the fact that decay can help nourish or treat. Decay of this system can help nourish a new generation. But damn, people don't want shit to die. And it's time to get honest with ourselves about who we are and what we want and the legacy that we want to live. One more thing, I don't know why, but medicine mask is screaming to me. Make your own medicine mask with the attributes you'd like to connect with. Wear your medicine mask to feel stronger, wiser, and more powerful as you draw upon the medicine infused with it. Ashe, strength, courage, right? Looking to not even just the ancestors of your blood, but people you feel deeply connected to. I really can't talk about Malcolm X without getting a little bit emotional. I don't know what it is, right? There's just something about his spirit that is just so strong. Chadwick Boseman, too. Oh my God, I can't listen to that man for too long talk about his art without getting emotional. Not just because he's no longer with us, but just because you could feel the love that he had. You could feel Malcolm X's love. You could feel how he was so misunderstood. And I think that is the authenticity, right? Allowing the attributes of our ancestors and those who we admire, and wearing those masks and standing in their frame and absorbing their work and letting ourselves emerge, right? Strengthened, right? Emerge like them and speak with more trust and more veracity and more virality and fortitude, because that is what we need right now. We need fortitude. We need somebody to say, and nothing else, right? What did Malcolm X say? By any means necessary. And we've forgotten that. We've sort of been what's the word? Diluted, right? We've become so diluted. We've weakened our strength. Do we not remember whose blood we come from, right? By any means necessary. And I just realized, now thank you, I didn't know what this card was here for. So be it. Whatever happens, like if I gotta reject if I gotta reject this poison, then that's what I'm gonna do. If I have to protect my children from this poison, then that's what I'm gonna do. And I mean poison in whatever sense that you resonate with, right? Education, like in our minds, right? The things that we fill our minds with, the poison, the food poison, the messaging, right? The waiting for somebody else, waiting for some sort of messiah or martyr to save us. That's poison, to think that someone else is going to come save us. So wear the mask, right? Find, right? Because the authenticity, it's not just like, oh, I'm going to be myself, but also I'm going to be more than myself. I'm going to be more than that. Right? I'm going to let the stories of others make me better. I'm going to let this embolden me and let this be something that I wear, right? Their courage. It's feeling real revolutionary around here. Is there really a choice?